This is a Nifty futures chart. Firstly, observe this RSI at the bottom. I normally do not use RSI ever. I just look at the RSI values around the bottom extreme, not around the tops. Because at the top, it does not give a good indication of sell when it can happen, because minor range or cool off, RSI can cool off. But in the bottom, whenever RSI drops below 30, there is normally one pullback in index. And RSI rarely sustains below 30 in Nifty. So it gives a cool off pullback and then the next down move triggers. This was last in May 2022 when it was gone below 30, much below 30, and there it was minor overall. Last Thursday, RSI reading was somewhere around 26, 25, 26. And it has given a sharp pullback, giving a cool off in RSI as well as some cool off in a market move. And it was due because if you remember, the only statement I have shared in the market, in a group on Wednesday, 18th October. If 19,850 does not cross and 19,750 breaks, that would be the first sign of sell signal. What was the reason for this? The only reason, as I always keep on telling, volumes are the best indication. Observe these volumes of Tuesday. Lowest volume since long time, 34 lakhs, 87,000, approximately less than 35 lakhs. These were lowest since September top or so, long time. The moment choice was to go below this, the low was 764 and the high of that day was 852. That is unable to cross the high and break off those low would be the first indication that the demand was no more on Tuesday and supply may take care. And exactly it has happened that day. Below 750, there was no looking back, one way till 665 and next day gap down and continue follow through subsequently. This was the first signal, close below 650 on this Friday, holding below 550 and then closing below, on this Thursday, going below 650 and closing below that was the confirmation, go away from the market, break below 500, 19,500 was the level. I kept on repeating. Importance of this right from the start of the October series and also in a September series. Since October series starting, I kept on repeating only one number, 19,500. 2 days close below 19,500, 18,800 was a done case. On this day, there was a 1 day close and revert back. Here, once it gone below that, the first signal was already below 750 and confirmation was below 650. There was no looking back. And once 19,500 broke intraday, it was a wild slide one way. This complete move was such a easy to be traded if you have tracked volumes. Nothing else, purely based on the volume, a risk of 100 point from 750 all the way till 850, straight away 900 point one way. There was nothing to be done. It come, that's it. Even if you haven't done anything, by the expiry, it got closed at 857. Doing nothing from 750 all the way to 857, just a risk of 100 points based on pure volume. The advantage was the fresh volume when we got on Wednesday, these high volumes. This has straight away brought the reference from 850 all the way down to 350. Now this becomes very important reference because these high volumes have come after a long time, number one. And these volumes have come after a down move of somewhere around 400 points. Had these volumes come at higher, we could have said that smart money has taken big position at high itself. But if smart money has taken shorts over here, they might be eyeing a move all the way till 18,200, 18,000. If they have it their way. If this was just a trapping sell volume before an expiry move to trap 19,000 put writers or other put writers or whatever might be the case, then it sustain above 19,350, close above 19,350, will take it all the way towards 19,850 in a fast mode. But don't be surprised if it does 2,200 plus within a series. So most likely, if 19,350 gets crossed within next week, we may see 20,000 or so within November series. November series is a 5-week expiry. 5 weeks. If 19,350 is not crossed, and let us assume even 19,200 plus Nifty future failed to sustain. Why 200? Because this was the major reference of last 4 months. Important from Nifty, instead of Nifty future, track Nifty spot for 19,200. There was a monthly gap in Nifty spot at 19,200. Rarely we see a gap on a monthly scale. It held. Monthly we may get gap up open, but it does not hold many times. It fills the gap. But in the month of July, there was a gap at 19,200, monthly gap, and it held for 3 months. July, August, September. Now this gap getting closed is very important point to worry for a bulls. If you remember my message in the group, single tick below 19,200, there will be slide till 18,900 within faster mode. I don't know how many remember. The reason for that was this simple. 19,200 was a monthly gap. Breaking of that won't be an easy task. And if that goes, then definitely the smart bulls are not at all ready to protect this level because they are expecting a lower level and they took it all the way to their destination. Now comes the critical part. Why I say markets are a very important junction right now. It's 18,700 or to be best assume 18,600 to 18,900. This was a very important base form before index took off all the way till 20,000 in one way. The strength formed here was such that without any major dip of 200 points, they could take it till 20,000. Straight away 1,500 points. Sorry, 1,300, 1,400 points. This was a 1 month, approximately 1 month consolidation within 18,600 to 18,900, 300 points. And this bounce from here was expected, which has happened. So there might be one spike down towards lower end and a reversal. Important is if it sustains below 18,800 in a future or 18,700 in a spot. If Nifty sustains below 18,700, this base giving away will be point of worry. Because there isn't such a strong base all the way till 18,200, 18,000. Next it comes over here 18,100 where we had a kicker move, falls down move and rallied. One more thing to observe here, this was a fast move in a gap, not giving any respite to bears over here. One way fast move. So, and back to back holding of 19,200. It was clear once 19,200 goes, since there was no enough supply over here, so there is no chance of demand emerging within this zone immediately when major support is breaking. So this was a sitter trade. 19,200 to 18,900 was a sitter trade, 300 points. When there was no supply, there is less likely of a demand to come over here. Now, there is a possibility index forms a consolidation within this zone of 18,800, 19,200 before it starts a next move. Now, next move can be upside or downside. There is a term, standardized term in market profile where it says market moves from one balance to imbalance. From one balance to next balance. In between, there will be imbalance. This is kind of imbalance. In price and volume, we call it as a from one supply to next supply or one demand to next demand. So this demand will be critical. One more important thing over here. Although if this demand gives away, there is a support around 18,200. but the support of 18,200, 18,000 zone might not be very strong if we see good volume in this zone. Say if there is a good volume build up over here and then the support breaks, which means this is going to be the fresh supply. Remember, in this down move, the big supply has come just around 19,350. There hasn't been major supply. Volumes were not so big in all the way from this in this move. Just 2 days over here, and then this pullback, and now we have seen this volume. Someone taking a big bet around 19,350 is not looking for just 300 points. So there can be some base formation and then down move, or a base formation and then up move. All in all, 19,200 to 18,800, these two are the major references to be watched. There can be one false kick below 18,800. Don't be surprised with that if it happens, to throw the weak hands out before up move triggers. But if it is a false move, we'll have to watch. It will get confirmed only in a subsequent day, not on the same day. So once 18,850 breaks, we can initiate a fresh shot, looking for expecting 18,200, 18,000 zone to get tested, because we assume this major seller to persist till December. Anyone, any doubt till here?
So you're saying the market, I mean, it's a downward trend till December. Is that what we should expect, or?
No, don't be biased over here. What I said, we need to watch the two levels, 19,200, 18,800. There is a likelihood of a big move over here. Now, big move can come towards 20,000 plus, and this move, if it happens upside, this can even extend all the way till 21,000. Don't be surprised with that. So this move, big move can happen towards 20,000 plus or towards 18,000. There is a possibility of big move. All depends how the volume pans out in this consolidation. So let us assume alternatively, there is no consolidation and market starts its journey. There are three options over here for the market. Either it consolidates, or it moves straight away downside, or continue this upside move. So what would be the trigger for us to watch? First will be 19,200 above. If it sustains, look for the long. Nifty spot sustaining above 19,200, because there was a consistently 3-4 months demand around 19,200, July, August, September, and October, almost once in October near there. So this July, August, September quarters of demand, now that would become a supply. So if there is no supply emerging over there around 19,200, which would mean markets are set to take off higher. That would be the one scenario. Scenario two, there can be a just consolidation within this zone of 19,200 to 18,800. One important being, market ignores this strong one-side selling, or say oversold zone, whatever might be the case, with 1 day pull off, 1 or 2 day pull off, and continues a downward move, 18,800, because we have seen a big seller late into the down move, which means they have known something over here, because of which 19,200 major support got broken, and they have initiated fresh sell over here. There was a move from 19,350 to 19,070 in a single day, 300 point move, and it coincided with enough supply, 88 lakhs volume. So there was a serious supply over there, serious seller. So if they know something, because of which they have taken a big bet over here after a move from 19,850. They could have sold at 19,850, 19,750, 19,600, whatever might be the level. But they are taking a bet at least 500 points lower, 850 to 350, and we are considering just the highs of those candles. But the selling average will be much lower. Even if we assume 350 as a selling price, taking a bet 500 points lower from the recent move, they won't be looking at just 300, 400 points. They are expecting some big move, which will be known if this 18,800 breaks immediately, which means they know something, the move can be fast toward downside. In such a case, 18,200, 18,000 zone will get tested within November series. So whatever might be the case, if there is no base formation over here, so 20,000 or 18,000, one of those are likely to come within November. If there is a base formation, it may take approximately 15 to 20 calendar days, say 10 to 12 trading sessions, where it keeps on consolidating, hitting premium both side, 18,800 lower side, 19,200 upside, base get formed, and then the clear direction will emerge. So two levels to watch immediately, 19,200, 18,800, but be prepared for a big move. Do not hesitate, इतना गिर गया तो और कितना जा सकता है market, shall I take short or not, if when 18,850 breaks. If 18,850 breaks, the first thing you should do is look for the short at 100 point stop loss. If it is a false down move, market would trigger our stop loss. If it is a genuine down move, market will find it very tough to even cross the 100 points higher after a breakdown. So 18,850 when you initiate a trade, if you still fear, take a put trade. There is the option of put trade you can take, or hedge the future with the call. There are multiple options to be done. Strategy can be varying, but do not hesitate. ये मत सोचो यार इतना गिर गया और कितना जाएगा, पुल बैक आ सकता है, ये फॉल्स डाउन मूव रहेगा, ऐसा रहेगा, जो रहेगा मार्केट को डिसाइड करने दो, अपने को सिर्फ पोजीशन बनाना है. Clear?
I have a question.
And you are saying volume is against us for upside, right?
As of now, volumes are against us. Yes.
I have a question, Anand bhai.
Yeah.
So, at 19,350 or 19,300, some sellers you're saying that know something which we don't know.
Yeah.
So, what could it be like? Any 2-3 options that we need to track based
There
on the
can be-
news flow that
Look, as a news per se, there can be n number of reasons. There can be war, there can be some insider scam kind of thing, there can be elections, or there can be something corporate issues, corporate governance issues, or there can be just profit booking ahead of some major churn taking place in Lok Sabha, MLA election, assembly elections upcoming, as well as looking at the Lok Sabha election, or there can be riots, whatever reasons are n number in the market. We do not know the reasons. Our focus as of now, if we try to focus on the reason, we end up missing a move. Because say, let us assume there is a war news and market breakdown, then suddenly there will be like news of peace talk, peace talk, and we start covering a position. Reason can be what I have observed in the market over the last 12 years of my experience is reason दिखाने के लिए एक रहता है, actual reason market के bottoms में आता है. And generally, after a fresh breakdown, you see a positive news, which was seen once Nifty broke 19,200. There was a news flash. When Nifty fell till 19,100, there was a news flash. Israel might be going for a peace talk or something, if you remember. So after a breakdown, when you see a positive news, that's a sure short sign that this breakdown can be genuine, can be real. So as of now, we don't know the reason, but as of now, what we know, if 18,850 goes, sustains below 18,800, there can be good downside move to be captured. In this complete move, all the way from 17,300, 17,000, specifically since April lows of this 17,600, all the way till 20,200, there has been hardly major volumes. There have been very, very few instances of volumes more than 1 crore. There were big volumes in the March. Base was formed by trapping down move and consolidation, everything. Post this, there hasn't been any major volume consistently. There were a couple of over here, but no follow through, big follow through. Again here, single day volume. Again, single day volume over. So I am expecting a consolidation with good volume, fresh inventory adjustment. These buyers now they have initiated a sell over here. Now they'll try to consolidate, initiate fresh distribution, because unless they expect some faster news flow, so the move can be fast downside. So either there can be some consolidation over. Remember, still the volumes are yet to cross 1 crore. Since last 3-4 months, there hasn't been a single candle volume of 1 crore plus. Observe over here, not even one. There isn't a big major volume move as of now. So this can just be also a correction on this ongoing uptrend. In which case, sustainable 19,200, we can look for the long with the first target or first alert, important alert at 19,350. If we see good volume build-up over here and consolidation, that would be the best indication to look for a next 1,000-pointer trade. Single day volume of 1 crore is what I'm waiting for to decide a major direction. There is not a single day volume of 1 crore plus since last 3-4 months. Now I expect these volumes to kick in somewhere around in the coming week. If it happens, there will be some big volatile move and then we may get a good volumes.
So how to track that on a daily basis? One is purely look at the end of day volumes, or should we look at something in intraday as well?
Look, as a new practitioner, it's better to look at end of day. If once you have a hold of it, once you are able to analyze the volume during intraday basis, by 12:30, observe if you are getting volumes more than 55-60 lakhs by 12:30. And the first indication of this will be within first hour. Indication of these volumes will start coming within first hour. Normally, if a 1 crore volume has to be built up in 6 hours duration, the first hour volumes are somewhere around 30 lakhs and market does 60 lakhs plus volume by 12. Rare of the rare cases, market does big volume in second hour. Let's say take example, Monday market can be gap down open and there can be a range bound move from 19,000 to 19,150 and we may see some good volume built up. And this is a hypothetical assumption. If we see a volume say above 60 lakhs by 12:30, somewhere around 55-60 lakhs, that would be the first indication. Probably volume of this day will be above 1 crore. Probably, not surety. So this day's highs and lows will mark an important references. Some big position changing is taking place over there. The only reason assumption of this is because there hasn't been a major volume over last few months as well as in this down move, just single day volume has been done. So smart is waiting to take a big position if they are looking for a big downside. If they are looking for a big downside, smart money is waiting to take a big position. They haven't taken any big position as of now. Although FI figure shows like this, so much is the long, so much is the short, XYZ. Alternatively, volumes or open interest position was much higher in the March if you look at the March data. So whatever might be the case, and it's not just FI overrunning the market, there are even flows. So we are not going to delve detail into that. Our aim is to look at the proper volumes. Any move, if it has to happen in a very short term, the indications of those are in either in options or in a futures volume. You won't find any major indication any other place. Say if you are going to sell a spot, it's a big volume spot, it's goes and hit 8-10% downside and everyone gets alarmed. In futures, only the persons who are trading in the futures or options, only they get alert, not the every trader. So, and in an index, you cannot go and say, sell spot in one go. So you have to create a position in a future or option first. Only two sources. You have
And is OI build-up, is it a good indicator, Anand, around which index prices OI build-up is happening? Any idea?
OI build-up, if you are tracking on a daily basis, then it gives an indication. Just tracking it randomly, it does not give, because open interest is not created in a single day. Any trend direction move does not get planned just in a single day. It happens over at least 3 to 5 days. You need to watch at least 5-day OI build-up in any stock or even index. What happened over here? Index could not move higher. OI wasn't moving higher. Volumes were not moving higher. This was after a lowest dull volume, we got an indication and we got a follow-through volumes over here. So there was a selling over here because of which it could sustain downside. And we have seen a big initiative sell here to break a 19,200 on this day. So there was a selling over here. It's not that there wasn't any selling. And if you look at the OI, there will be definitely OI built up over here. Then definitely, if you go and track the data, there will be open interest built up over here. And then there was a major open interest addition on this day, because volumes are suggesting. So if you track OI daily, then that will be well and good. Instead of looking at just OI, I look at only volumes daily basis. And volumes have been a best indication to me till date, and I trust it. OI built up can get adjusted with option position or anything, but in volumes, it speaks. Whatever
And
we are
which volumes,
predicting-
pure futures volume we have to take, is it?
Yeah, futures is a tradable instrument. Tradable
Okay.
instrument
Okay.
is future, not spot. Spot is a derived. Spot volumes are derived. And when you're looking at stocks, look for a spot cash volumes for a medium term view. If you're looking for just a minor trading view, look at the futures volume.
And do you look at the underlying stock, like for example, Reliance, HDFC, and the 4 or 5 stocks which contribute 30-40% of index? Do you track that as well to get the guidance?
To look at the guidance of index, I look at just Nifty future volume. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
Nothing else.
Sir, on
Pure-
21st, sir,
Yes,
on
sir.
21st September also, there was a similar kind of a volume, sir. And it was 8.3 million. And
Yeah.
the same was 3rd August, sir.
Third,
3rd August.
yeah.
It was 9.1, something like
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah. Observe the volumes of 3rd August. After coming after a down move, there was no follow through,
Right.
which means this was the ending volume. Number one.
Okay. Okay.
Now coming to the September volume, if you observe the high of these volumes were 19,895. 21st September
Yeah,
volume 83 lakh 19,895, and since there was a follow through to that, which means this was a selling volume, there was a gap. Since then, in a 1 month, index could not cross those highs.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So this can be some distribution, like I say, A leg, B leg. Now this has started as C leg. The only problem in this was the smart money who could not sell at 19,850. He has gone and sold at 19,350, which means he knew something fresh, which he was waiting for, and he got a confirmation, and then he has taken position. This is our assumption. Got
Yes,
it?
sir. Quite logical, sir. Thank you.
And if you go back and see my tweet, I have mentioned one level. I have mentioned this chart of false breakdown in Nifty. Even in group, I have mentioned, and I have clearly mentioned in a tweet also. This false breakdown remains as long as 19,850 is not crossed. This was a typical false breakdown, which I love. A breakout above the previous highs.
Breakout.
False breakout. A breakout above
Yes.
previous highs, and immediately without follow through, it reverses back, and we see a follow through. We see a good volume side selling, or we say good sustained selling. Not even it may be not purely on a volume side, but also price wise. There may be, observe this. There was a good price wise selling.
Yes.
So once we get these things, this is like a purely false breakout. And this false breakout was on a weekly chart, not on a daily chart. Just daily was there on a weekly chart, which means a major trend has reversed on this day. This was a pullback to trap, and during this phase, the small cap, mid caps, everything was still flying. So this was a trapping move, pull off move, or a pullback move, and this was the initial fresh leg of down move. Say A leg, B leg, and C leg. C leg has been violent. Now C leg may not have ended as that, because we have seen a volumes later in a move, not in the start of the move. Now Elliott wave terms, उससे ज्यादा मेरे को आता नहीं, ABCD ही आता है, उसमें 5 ही आते हैं, इंटरनल आते नहीं. I won't dwell into that. उसको छोड़ देते हैं. Got it regarding volumes?
Yes, sir.
Now anyone, any more query on this?
So Anand, few things. One, you mentioned RSI, right? In fact, on Friday, the S&P RSI has gone below 30, or it is at the lowest level since October 13th, bottom of last year. Rarely does it sustain, as you have highlighted in case of Nifty, because I track US markets more, as you know. So S&P RSI is hugely oversold. generally when it gets that low as it has gone on Friday, there is a reflexive bounce invariably. If you look at last 50 years data in S&P. So that is one. That is, I'm just adding to what you said. Next is consolidation seems to be out of order here. It may not happen. Means for barring a couple of days, maybe till the Fed meeting, which is on Wednesday night. So by this expiry, I think we will be very clear which way the market wants to move. Because if you look at US indices, especially Russell, that I've been highlighting with you for a month now, it is hugely oversold. It has broken all trend lines on monthly, weekly, all kinds of charts. So if it has to turn up, it has to turn up now. It is completely full as per Elliott Wave patterns also. It cannot go anything lower. If it goes, it means there is catastrophe for world markets. Nobody will survive then. It is at that level. I would say the IWM level is 158. If it goes below 158, it basically reached 161 and change on Friday. So then I think none of the equity markets will survive globally if it goes below 158,
It can be a
which is very unlikely.
But
So
also
that is
one observation which I have had is normally when RSI is so extreme in index, normally we observe the last legs of the faster slides come.
yeah, that is also the crashes happen there generally.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, that is true. See, in India, the markets have been very muted. They have been managed beautifully, and maybe it's a bull run or whatever we want to call it, because the structure in US markets is very different. Now, from the peak in July, S&P and Nasdaq both have done 10% plus correction. Nasdaq did it middle of the last week. S&P did it on Friday. And where S&P closed on Friday, 41.20, 41 to 40, basically 4,000 to 400, 4,100. That is the most traded zone for last 18 months in S&P. Actually, for last 2 years.
Yeah.
So it will not remain static in this zone. If it goes below 4,000, I think it's a bear market calling.
Yeah, there can be, that's what there can be a situation of this turning out, or there can also be that money moving away from Indian markets towards American market where things look highly oversold and good opportunity in a short-term basis, right?
Yeah, I think
we need to understand one thing
big-
is there is an uncertainty in Indian political system ahead, maybe at least for a short term. Maybe not, even if not for long term, immediate in a short term basis, specifically given 3 critical state elections. Out of the 5, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, these hold a critical because these are a Hindi belt election states, which are critical for the Lok Sabha election. How Congress, and if these states give importance to Congress again, it would mean once again what Congress was in Karnataka are getting accepted and public is, and Congress would be promoting it in a much larger scale for the 2024 Lok Sabha, the freebie policy. This free anything. So now this, when there is such an uncertainty over here, market would like to take a pause also. So there can be just a consolidation in Indian market while S&P or so can perform.
And US 10-year also is touching 5%, right? So that's another trigger as well. That's a so when it's touching 5%.
Bond yields, the case over there is completely different. Looking at the bond yields and correlating with the equity markets, the bond yield, as long as they are rising, is not a threat to the equity markets. The bond yield reversal is a threat to the equity market when they are at 5% or so, because that would mean now smart money is expecting bonds to top out over, bond yields to top out or bonds to bottom out, and let us move money from equity to safe haven of bonds. So as long as it was going towards, As long as it was
That has
going
already
5,
started.
yeah, as long as it was going towards 5, there wasn't a crack in the market. The once it started reversing, and if you remember, Sanjay, we had a talk. The moment it
Yeah,
touches
yeah.
5 reverses, that would be
Mm.
the start of a selling in a market. And same has coincided in US
Right,
markets
right.
and in
And
our market.
yeah, and there is there are actually two interesting data points, Anand, I can share. One is, see, everybody is looking at bond yields and all without understanding much in terms of what is going on. It is as per media, 5% and whatever. Because what are the implications, people really don't know. And it's not their fault because they don't trade bond markets, neither they do understand and track. So, coming to the data points, one very important data point which is there is, which has 100% track record for the last 100 years, that is uninversion in yields. So uninversion is actually starting. The first sign of uninversion, basically, see the bond yields invert. Invert when means the short dated bond yields are higher than
Then the long
long
dated, yeah.
dated bond yield. Yeah. So that spells a big sell-off, which we have seen in US market since January of 2022. Now, before a recession, generally 5 to 6 months before recession, the uninversion starts, and then you see a big reflexive bounce in equities, and that is what I'm expecting next week onwards. Uninversion has actually started on Friday, so you will see S&P and Nasdaq and Russell catch a bid towards the upside post Fed meeting 1 day plus before or after,
And
and
this
you
will
could
just
see
be a
a
pullback.
8-10. Exactly. It will be a reflexive bounce, 8 to 10%, depending on mostly in Russell, which has been usually oversold, followed by S&P and Nasdaq. So it will be maybe 1.5, 2 months, 6 to 8, 10 weeks, heading into first quarter of next year, and that is where. And once that uninversion, basically, it crosses 1%. Uh, I'll share the chart also later in the day when I'm in front of my system. I have that chart. So it has 100% record. 100 means 100 without fail. That is one. So when the uninversion completes, that will be the harbinger of recession and a big down move in the this ongoing C leg which you talked about, C wave in Elliott wave terms. Then it will be the final C leg. So expecting around 3,000 in S&P next year. At least 35,500 retest of October lows and in a very fast move. And then some consolidation and then eventual break of that. And the second data point is, which also has 100% track record for last 150 years in US market history, is the rate cut, which most people in India don't understand at all. In fact, TV analysts, YouTubers, everywhere I've seen, what they are talking about is a cut in interest rate. When the Federal Reserve cuts interest rate, when it's in this kind of a situation, when there is a crisis, market generally drops like a stone. Market doesn't rise on interest rate cut. It is a sign of there is a big problem, some crisis. Even if you look at COVID, the Fed cut interest rates for 3 weeks. The S&P kept on going down. It never came up. It is only after a month. And even if you look at 2008, when they started cutting interest rates, the market started crashing. So cutting interest rate is a very bad sign. It means there is a genuine hole, genuine problem. So
And
first
this and
interest rate cut, which and just to talk about the bond yields, so obviously bond yields will come down, bonds will go up when the Fed cuts interest rates. So expect that sometime in the period between March to June, and that will drive capitulation into equity markets, basically. The first interest rate cut will not be a positive sign. It will be a sign of crisis. Most think otherwise
that
because
also
of
leads to that also leads to reason being like now they know now this is the last leg of the bond best interest rate they are getting. Let us move to interest rate.
yes.
safe
Yeah.
haven before we miss out on such a big low
Exactly.
risk-free
And
return.
हाँ, जो आपने पहले बोला ना कि जो शिफ्ट होता है बॉन्ड से इक्विटी से बॉन्ड में,
It's a
because
look.
this
It is
is very
quite
compelling also.
yeah. It is quite common sense when you have a big chunk of
Yeah.
money
Mhm.
resource. What you do? यार मेरे को 5% guarantee मिल रहा है थोड़ा मैं वहां लगा देता हूँ.
बिल्कुल.
It will protect my
And
portfolio in uncertain environment also, no? Because there's a guarantee of 5% sovereign guarantee.
Yeah, and then this is all institutional money, Anand. This is trillions
Exactly.
of dollars. They will not let go this opportunity. तो यहाँ पे लोग फिक्सेटेड है कि बॉन्ड यील्ड 5% हो गया, ये हो गया, वो हो गया. This has zero meaning here. This has other implications.
If you want to see the
And
real impact of bond yields in Indian market, just let 10-year Indian yield touch 8%. Look at the impact in markets then.
तब तो तबाही हो जाएगी आनंद. 7.5
8%
मैंने 7.5 पे अपना वो लगा के बैठा हुआ हूँ. अभी 7.36 है
because
अपना.
8%
The
interest rate
moment
in India would be
the
like
moment
lot
it
of money,
crosses,
lot of smart money moving from equity, the pension funds or insurance funds, others,
yeah.
moving from equity to straight away to bonds. यार 8% सीधा आ रहा है, अपने को क्या टेंशन है, क्यों इक्विटी में दिमाग खराब करेंगे? At
हाँ,
least
और
25-30% their portfolio will move towards bonds.
बिल्कुल. और आपने वो न्यूज़ देखा ही होगा जेपी मॉर्गन का जो लास्ट मंथ आया था, which people were celebrating India being included in that bond index. जेपी मॉर्गन का
And that's
that is
from
the
Jan, that's
worst
from March, that's
scenario for.
from next year
हाँ,
June.
मैं वही कह रहा हूँ. वो बहुत खराब साइन है इंडिया के लिए, which people don't understand. वो टीवी चैनल वाले स्पिन करके उसको एक अच्छी चीज बता रहे हैं. फॉर इक्विटीज इट इज गोइंग टू बी रियली डायर. और आनंद, गेटिंग बैक टू टेक्निकल्स, जस्ट 2 more observations निफ्टी के. निफ्टी जनरली, मतलब ये आपसे ही सीखा हुआ है. दिस इज जस्ट डिराइव्ड फ्रॉम व्हाट आई हैव लर्नड फ्रॉम यू ओवर द लास्ट 2-3 years पोस्ट कोविड. इंडिया निफ्टी का जो वीकली एवरेजेस है, एक तो 200 EMA है which got last tested. वो लीप ईयर साइकिल में टेस्ट होता है. आप डेटा निकाल के देख लेना बाद में, आपको पता ही होगा क्या.
September 2020 it
हाँ
got last tested.
हाँ, उसके पहले 2016 में हुआ था, और नेक्स्ट ईयर भी वो टेस्ट होना चाहिए. और दूसरा 100 वीक EMA, वो 2 साल में टेस्ट होता है, और वो भी अभी टेस्ट होगा. वो 17,750 पे है. That is all I have to say. So from my perspective, I am hoping and praying that along with US markets, we get a reflexive bounce into 20,000, 21, 22, whatever level they want to take. That will set up for a very good shorting opportunity in Nifty for 3,000 plus points for June to September or December. Let's see.
Okay, here is some very interesting and some unusual observed data. You can observe this option chain.
Yeah.
Yeah, option chain is visible. This is Nifty monthly option chain. Nifty monthly. Observe this 19,000 strike. Put open interest. On a first day of the series, this open interest is higher than 50 lakhs. First day of the series, monthly option, a 5-week series, open interest is higher than 50 lakh, and this is the series which is not a quarterly series. Means not a March, June, September, December, which series gets opened at least 1 year, 3 years in advance. Right? So this open interest got built up specifically within last 1 month. 90% of this open interest got built up within last 1 month. 50 lakhs open interest is rarest of the rare. I don't remember last time when I have seen such high open interest in the first day of the series. When I talked with couple of other seniors in the market who are into the market since 2005 or so, they said this is very unusual. Such high open interest. In fact, the way I track open interest, I say 30 lakhs is high. Because within the first day of the series, we rarely see 30 lakhs, approximately 30-32 lakhs within 1-2 days of the series. Here we are saying there is a unwinding also, which means this was even on a Thursday, not even start of the series. There was an open interest more than 50 lakhs. got built up everything mostly within October series. Majority of this got built up within October series. Someone knows something, or I haven't checked the historical data of this when on which date this got built up or anything as such. But I just know one thing based on my data study of the monthly data, as I emphasize on 30 lakhs and like 19,500 has open interest more than 30 lakhs in the start of the October series, and it was clear until this held, the on move won't sustain. 2 days below that, markets are going to crack, but could not hold below that for 2 days. Now, same thing will apply over here. If Nifty sustained 2 days below 19,000 or a follow through below 18,850, there can be a big crack, not just a slide crack, because which means these guys know something and these are the buyers. And if these are the sellers, they won't let Nifty sustain below 18,800. As simple as that. Because their major sell price is somewhere around 200, 250 maximum sell price, because the high of this was somewhere around 260 or so. Little bit higher might be, but the not much traded in that price. So even if you assume 200 as their selling price, so 18,800 below if Nifty futures sustain, which means they are going to shit. As simple as that, to use the word. Panic. They'll get into panic mode. 50 lakhs is not a small amount in options selling. So they'll start getting panic. And if they hold, there might be consolidation, eat out the complete premium, which they did with 19,500 previously. And same thing we have observed. Normally, we observe this such a open interest in a quarterly series. Observing this on a non-quarterly series, on a just before the series start, is quite alarming, quite unusual.
आनंद सर, सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट यू, मुझे बहुत ज्यादा नहीं समझता ऑप्शन चेंज का, पर ये ओआई यहाँ पे तो 1,02,000 ही दिखा रहे हैं सर, जहां आप बता रहे हैं.
This is contracts into 50 lot size कर लो into 50.
ओके सर, ओके, अंडरस्टैंड.
पहले एनएससी में पहले डायरेक्ट ओपन इंटरेस्ट पूरा आता था, अब ये न्यू सॉफ्टवेयर न्यू साइट्स में इन्होंने सिर्फ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स दे रहे हैं, वो टोटल नहीं दे रहे हैं. सो वो मल्टीप्लिकेशन काम अपने को करना है.
ओके सर, ओके.
So these guys will not allow it to go below 18. No, they will try to hold it at 18,800, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, if these are the sellers, they will try to hold it 18,800 anyhow. And if these are the
buyers,
they are buyers, then yeah,
forget it. And alternatively, they might be seller. Option writer might be the seller. But if future seller is serious than these put sellers, which means, let us assume this is also a smart seller, right? What does the smart money does? They do not like to hold on to the lost position for a longer time. The first thing they do, that's what the specialty of the smart money, smart kind of trading is. First thing you need to do is exit the lost position. Profit or anything बाद में देखेंगे. पहले lost position को exit करो. If you are unable to understand कि यार मेरे को market समझ में नहीं आ रहा, first exit the lost position. And if these are the smart seller, and if the future seller is very serious one, and these sellers think यार ये 18,800, if it is trying to sustain above their cost of 200, first thing they'll do is close their position. So if you put seller, what is the best way to close the position? Either buy the put or sell the futures. You won't do hedging like जो नए option writers करते हैं यार, ये strike बेचो, वो strike बेचो, keep on hedging by selling other strikes or anything. They don't do such random crap things. As a smart seller, first thing they'll do it, either you cover this loss in an immediate basis, close your position, or manage that position using a futures. Simple. Because if you sell other strikes, you still need margin, and then you won't get a big margin. Say at 19,000 put, you say hedge it by selling 18,500 put, you will still have then 200 point loss. You are working on a 200 point profit to hold for a month, and you give up a 200 point within a 1 week, they don't sustain. They are not a smart selling kind of thing. A smart seller won't do such kind of thing. The first thing he'll do is either exit of that position or hedge that position in such a way that the loss is fixed at 200 or loss is fixed at 50, 60 points max, not more than that. So either there will be a spike in a weeks because of buying in the puts, sudden spike ups, which will lead to little cascading effect on a particular day.
I think any close or any fall below 18,800 or 18,700, it will be like panic, right? For these guys.
The reason I've shown this is the moment index sustained below 850, that would be the first time for us to go long, go short. Do not wait for
Go short.
18,800. We should have a stop loss of 100 points or have a hedge position, and we'll be assuming 18,800 will give away, and this, if 18,800 gives away, this put writer will start going away. If it does not, then we have a stop loss, we have a hedge, we can cover our position. This is matching with the price levels. The reason to show is this is an alarming situation, as well as this also points that 18,800 is going to be good support over here. At the same time, price wise 19,200 spot is going to be the good resistance. So a range bound move is highly likely. And if range bound move does not happen and index starts continuing a downside move, there can be a slight till 18,200, 18,000 within November. The reason for that being multiple things like volumes as well as the option data pointing. There is no major big open interest in option beyond this, whether it's 18,500 or 18,000 or nor 19,500 or 20,000. Some action is expected by these guys. Either if these are the buyers, they know something, and normally such huge option buying takes place only when insiders know something. Even before the 9/11 attack, there was a big OI addition in a put S&P puts. If you go and check the documentaries, even before 2008 Lehman crisis, there was a big OI addition, put addition in Lehman Brothers stock as well as the index options. Even in Lehman Brothers put options, as far as 30-40% down option had a huge open interest addition. There are documentaries on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
These guys take this
the,
position when they are
Mm.
confirmed they are going to get big return out of that. They build up such big position. So they are buyer or seller, we don't know as of now. Only thing we can do is assume they are the seller. They are trying to capture the premium out of this.
And Anand, in this 9/11 that you mentioned, there was huge out of money strikes put buying in airline stocks before the 9/11 attack. A lot of people, a lot of institutions, smart money, whatever you want to call them, they were already in big time puts in 2000.
So yeah, that's what
In
happens. Buyer or seller, we
US
don't know.
airline stocks. Yeah, they were already there.
So now we comes to Bank Nifty.
Anand, just one more thing. One additional input I need from you. Quarterly range, Nifty
Quarterly range Nifty.
for this quarter. Because that will be interesting as well. Because we are at the midpoint, right? Kind of. 19,000 is kind of the fulcrum between 18 and 20 that we have discussed right now. So when we talk about this being the
I
lowest
think
quarterly
I
range,
shared this in quarterly range. I also shared this in a group. I tweeted too. The range of July, August, September was among the lowest range since long time.
yes,
Maybe since 2003 or even beyond that. This was among the lowest range in percentage terms, and in points term, it was lowest since 2019. Just less than 1,000 point range, 1 point less than 1,000 point. That's even if you assume 1,000 point range, it has been lowest since 2019. And a percentage times, if you look at percentage terms, I have back test cross checked it till 2003. उसके बाद में मेरे patience नहीं था check करने का percentage, क्योंकि ऐसे 20 years बहुत हो गया है. 20 years में lowest range है percentage terms, something is big. And immediately in a following month,
हो सकता है.
yeah, immediately in a following month, we are seeing no follow through on a higher side and breaking of those lows. And option data, multiple things we correlate. As you said, there can be high implication and move can come all the way till 18,000 and lower in a fast mode.
मान लो आप जो ये बता रहे हो ना 19,300 where the 100 EMA is also there on daily 330 है जो भी है, तो अगर वही retest होता है underside से and then we should expect a 15,000 move for the quarter, 1,500 point move for the quarter. तो वो भी वहीं जा रहा है आपके 18,000 के आसपास.
Yeah,
और if
possible.
we form a हाँ, और अगर हम बेस बना रहे हैं यहाँ पे 18,800 पे, यहाँ से 15,000 का मूव, 1500 का मूव, दैट इज टेकिंग अस टू 20,200. तो
One thing I would like
so
to add
this
here is, Sanjay, what I observe
yeah.
normally is when we see such kind of OI with narrowish range or such kind of multiple complications,
Hmm.
what index
Hmm.
does is it gives somewhere around 10% plus kind of move from the highs, minimum.
Oh my God.
And so 10% plus from here also comes to 18,000. But I won't be
Yes,
surprised
yes.
if it goes
Yeah.
and tests 17,000. The 2 years,
बिल्कुल.
this what we say normally, what we observe is if you go and check, the three candles
Hmm.
are very critical always. The candle of the third candle high or low. So the third candle low
Hmm.
over here is somewhere around 16,800. That is a March lows.
Hmm.
Uh, and this is a quarterly candle, so it is pointing as a Jan in this bottom pin, but this is a March low. So somewhere around those, we can see index going and testing.
Hmm.
And within December,
Yes.
all these two happen within December. Now, this is
हाँ.
too early to talk of 17,000 as of now. First step, let us go
Right.
step by step. It comes at 18,800, and then we'll see later on how it pans out. But the one thing which is clear is until 19,200, first is crossed and sustained, or safer side 19,350 is crossed and sustained. Upside long position has to be very, very alert, whether it's cash stocks or anything, unless you are the individual cash stocks is very promising or the fundamental of that company is very promising in a very short term basis, those can be held. Apart from that, there can be first cracks happens in index and then they may get spilled over to स्मॉल कैप मिड कैप एंड
Yeah.
स्मॉल कैप मिड कैप में तो फिर सीधा सर्किट से ही चलते हैं, सुनते नहीं है फिर।
Hmm.
तो जब
हाँ,
एग्जिट
वो
दे
तो
रहा है
फिर
तो
नहीं
एग्जिट लेना
रुकते.
बेटर है।
Hmm.
वो सर्किट स्टार्ट हुआ तो
Right.
माल नहीं बिकेगा।
So
Sanjay, you
overall,
mentioned data point around that leap year. Which one was that? Which time frame?
वीकली
Uh,
टाइम फ्रेम 100 EM में।
Weekly
yeah.
Friday. For 2 years, you said, right? For leap year, what was the time frame? 200 year. 200
200
year.
Yes.
या
Yeah. Yeah. Roughly, अगर if you look at Nifty charts, that is when it has touched once in 4 years. 4 years
Sir,
से ज्यादा stretch नहीं, 4 years से ज्यादा stretch नहीं करता है. As Anand
कमिंग टू
said,
वन,
September
आई
2020 में क्या किया है.
I'll share some one interesting data point, which I haven't. I think I've shared once in a group. I don't remember.
Okay.
I'll show something.
Monthly.
This is a 2018 pre-election year. 2018 pre-election year. What did index do? Bottom in the month of March, rallied, started down move in
Hmm.
September, and gone and tested those March lows, and then consolidation. This was the pre-election year 2018. And if this same fractal repeats now, bottom in March, here bottom in March, rallied, down move started in a September, although September candle here is green, but top was formed in a September, right? And then follow
Hmm.
through. So if this same fractal repeats, 2023 is also a pre-election year for the 2024. And this
Yeah.
24
Yeah.
election will be after 10 years of a government, single government. And in India, normally non-Congress government does not lot for second term. Here, this is lasting 2 terms. So something
Hmm.
market will try to be little alert, at least till
Yeah.
Jan
Hmm.
Feb.
ये जनवरी का जो वेबिनार किया था ना आपने, वेबिनार जनवरी में.
Yeah, in January, I covered complete
आनंद.
till 2000,
हाँ.
1996, everything.
हाँ.
In
हाँ,
I
उसमें
did not cover this
ये
pattern in January. I did not cover this
नहीं
pattern
किया
in
था
January. No, I did not cover this pattern in January. High
फिर
जाके low
हमारी
जाके.
ऑफलाइन बात हुई होगी, बट
Yeah,
आई हैव सीन
offline. I've
दिस
said it
फ्रॉम यू.
separately. I've said it separately.
ओके.
Group में भी separately share
या
किया है. So
अच्छा.
if this pattern again continues now, so probably 17,000 also can come, but it's too early to talk of 17,000. Step by
हाँ,
step,
राइट.
वरना पूरा पोजीशन यहाँ पे खाली करके मतलब नहीं है.
सही
You
बात.
can leave it.
सो आनंद, इन
Just
शॉर्ट,
alert, back
जस्ट
of mind.
हाँ हाँ, तो निफ्टी के लिए, फॉर एवरीबॉडीज बेनिफिट, व्हाट यू हैव शेयर्ड इज वेरी वेरी इंसाइटफुल टुडे. So by December, either we should expect 20,000 or we should expect 18,000 to be traded at some point.
Yeah, most likely one of those.
हाँ ठीक है। नहीं
Also-
वो अपने आप वही अपने आप में you can formulate a strategy in multiple ways to aim for that, either this way or that way. कहीं भी जाए movement आएगा मतलब बड़ा.
If someone want
That is
to
what we
take a
want.
trade towards 17,000, assuming a fractal playout ho as well as quarterly trade range extension playout ho, 10% from the top, 10% plus from the top, one low risk, high probability trade for this will be high probability in the sense रिवार्ड आया तो अच्छा आएगा, रिस्क तो उतना ही रहेगा, is 18,000 December put. Somewhere around 50-60 if you get, that would be the best, because even if on the last day of a expiry, if index breaks below 18,000, you will get back your 50 points. Last day of the December
True.
series भी अगर 18,000 break हो रहा है 50 points तो आ जाएंगे. So risk is that. बाकी reward, let market decide. 50 can become 1,000 or 50 can become 0, whatever might be the case. But that's a risk worth taking, I would suggest, if someone want to take.
Yeah.
I had a question, Anand.
Yeah.
If can this selling also be because people need funds for elections, like general elections, or no?
There it can be, but that selling has to generally be in a small cap, mid cap. वहाँ पे अभी उतनी दिखी नहीं है फिलहाल.
Correct.
This is 18,000 put is around 66. If you get this somewhere around 50-60 is range, near to 50, that would be the best trade. If someone want to take a bet, assuming 17,000 आ जाएगा range extension और की वजह से, even 18,000 भी आ गया तो ये रुपया देके जाएगा.
हाँ
And
अगर
if
जल्दी आ
some
गया तो
yeah, if someone want to
दिसंबर
take
फर्स्ट
some
वीक में ही आ गया.
थोड़ा हायर रिस्क ले सकते हैं तो 18,500 बाई करो, 18,000 का बेच दो, 60 पॉइंट का रिस्क है, 500 पॉइंट का पोटेंशियल प्रॉफिट है, 440 पॉइंट्स का नेट प्रॉफिट रहेगा. एंड इन दिस केस 18,000 प्रोबेबिलिटी इज हाई, सो मिल जाएगा 18,500 के पास बोल. एन इंपॉर्टेंट डिस्क्लेमर आई वुड मेक योर हियर इज आई एम
बता देंगे
सॉरी
सर, द लास्ट सेटअप जो आपने बोला ना, दो हेज का वाला 18,500 और 18,000 वाला, फिर से एक बार बता, एक्सप्लेन कर दो.
18,500 का पुट 125 के पास में ले ले, 18,000 का पुट 60 प्लस में है, बेच दे. दिस इज दिसंबर. गॉट इट.
नहीं सर, समझ में नहीं आया, एक बार फिर से बता दीजिए.
18,500 का पुट बाई करे दिसंबर का,
राइट.
18,500 का पुट बाई करे, 18,000 का पुट सेल कर दे.
ओके ओके,
तो
अंडरस्टैंड अंडरस्टैंड.
125 में से 60 चला जाएगा, 60 का रिस्क रहेगा, पोटेंशियल प्रॉफिट 500 का रहेगा.
राइट सर.
या
ठीक है
नेक्ड
सर.
करना है, नेक्ड 18,000 का पुट ले ले, इसमें पोटेंशियल प्रॉफिट 0 भी रह सकता है या 1,000 भी रह सकता है.
जी सर, ठीक है.
I am holding 20,000 put of December. To make a disclaimer over here, I am biased at least till 18,000. I am biased for 18,000. My reason was being a range getting extended and volumes are giving an indication. And I have initiated this trade for a mean reversal, but I have continued it because I have seen a volume build up. My initiation was based on the mean reversal trade.
December series, is it?
Yeah, I am holding December series. Even in a webinar, I have suggested one can look for December puts.
Yeah.
Because time was till December for the main reversal, so I have focused straight away on December series puts.
Sir, webinar का recording है क्या sir?
Which one? Mean reversal.
The webinar?
Mean reversal I have already shared in the group link.
Thanks, I'll look at it.
Yeah, I have already shared. Okay, so here is the bank nifty. This is spot, sorry. Here is the bank nifty future. In a bank nifty, spot level I kept on sharing in a group for the October was 44,000, 43,800 being a very critical support. And if that goes, target was straight away till 42,300. I didn't give any in between target for that. That was very important support. And when it broke 43,800 on this day, I did alert. 43,800 has gone. targets of 42,300, 42,500 triggers, and it has happened same way. Observe same thing in a bank nifty compared to nifty. This is bank nifty future. Observe these volumes were on 18th of October. In nifty we have seen volumes later on. Bank nifty was the first to alert. On 18th of October itself there were high volumes in the bank nifty future, and there was a sustained selling volumes. This has been the major driver on a downside, and it has a high weightage apart from the other individual stock of RIL or ITC, other thing. Major weightage in the index is bank nifty because of HDFC Bank, 14% weightage. Bank nifty, and then comes the Reliance and IT and other things. IT I have always been bearish. Now coming to bank nifty immediate move. Had this Friday's move gone all the way till here, somewhere around 43,300 plus, this could have been a classic excellent reversal pattern. A gap down open, downside follow through, again gap up open and upside follow through, covering the previous candle. This would have been an excellent candlestick reversal pattern. मेरे को अभी नाम उसका immediate याद नहीं है अच्छे से, but this would have given
island reversal हो जाता है.
island, not exactly, but yeah, island type में. But इसका implication was एक minor consolidate यहाँ पे करके fast up move देता, but it did not cross those highs. Nevertheless, now immediate basis, the recent support of 42,000 जो यहाँ पे लिया है, normally it should not have a major support over here actually. Look at this, अप्रैल के लोस के पास में बैंक निफ्टी है, निफ्टी अभी बहुत बहुत दूर है वहां से. A leading indication कि निफ्टी can also move towards 18,000. One more indication over here. April lows in nifty somewhere around 17,600, not even 18,000. And bank nifty has already given an indication, probably if 44,000 is not crossed again, this breakdown level, this has been a head and shoulder breakdown pattern. You can say strong distribution, false breakout and strong reversal, good distribution, good volume based selling, everything so beautifully matches in bank nifty. It has a tendency to go and test the March lows, this gap around 40,000 of the March minimum, and overall it can even do 38,500 kind of levels of the near to the March lows, 38,900, 38,500 zone. This has such excellent selling, excellent distribution pattern, which was not observed on the Nifty until 19,350 broke. Bank Nifty has a regular good volume based selling, observe over here. Bank Nifty के हिसाब से volumes are high है, and it has been regular, good distribution, minor range consolidation, unable to cross those highs. Again pull back, previous high are unable to cross. Again pull back, previous highs are unable to cross. So beautiful distribution pattern in Bank Nifty over the last 2 months, in August, September, and then October breakdown. It clearly indicates something doesn't look good, and this is the leading index in present time for the Nifty. It has the highest weightage, somewhere around 40% plus weightage in index, near to 40% in Bank Nifty has. If it is showing a downside move, then it won't be easy for a Nifty to move higher unless Bank Nifty participates. So 44,000 if cleared in a Bank Nifty, that would be indication like Bank Nifty is moving much higher and Nifty will move higher. Else, get ready for a move towards 40,000, 38,500 levels. And in the same case, Nifty can go all the way till 18,000, 17,000 levels. So first alert, 18,800 in a Nifty for a lower side, 19,200 on a higher side, and 18,800 forms critical from price volume point of view, from option data point of view, both. Any queries?
No.
So if Nifty falls, based on this conclusion is primarily it will be driven by Bank Nifty type of stocks, right? HDFC Bank and ICICI and all this stuff.
Not necessarily, because now from here, Bank Nifty has a downside limited till immediately towards 40,000. It can come slow and steadily, but IT and Reliance and they can also contribute a bit. But major driver has to be Bank Nifty because it has a 40% weightage. So Bank Nifty may first lead and then others may take downside. Bank Nifty may consolidate or so. Pattern can be anything, but Bank Nifty has to lead because it has a 40% weightage. Previously, what used to happen, unless IT perform, index would not have performed because IT used to have 30% weightage. Now, IT in total IT index weightage in index is less than 10%. CNXIT index weightage in index Nifty is less than 10%. Bank Nifty has approximate 40% weightage, all thanks to HDFC Bank. The next major index weightage in a Nifty, apart from Bank Nifty, comes Reliance. IT is less than 10%, Reliance is approximate 10%. So either Reliance has to give big breakout kind of move, which as of now Reliance chart does not point, but it is a beast, it can wake up anytime. They're different things. As of now, Reliance charts indicate it is all set for 2000. Now, it negates this target of 2000 and reverses back. We don't know as of now. But what does Bank Nifty indicates and what does Nifty indicates is to be alert unless 19200 cross. Be alert even in your portfolio stocks. Reassess your portfolio stocks which are looking strong. Hold them. If you're holding a stocks for just medium term, be alert. If you're holding stock for long term and reassess their charts, if they are near to the support and about to break support, book partial and we can re-enter a lower level, reducing your cost. What I did is when 19500 broke, 100% of my trading portfolio was closed, even without looking at the chart. Last week, when 19500 broke, the first thing I did was whatever stock which I've taken for short-term trading for 2-3 days, one week kind of, all were closed without even looking at the chart, blindly basket sell kind of thing. Because if there is a strong selling in an index, it's not easy to make a money in an immediate trading basis. And now we can reassess one market consolidate, which stock to look, which stock to buy, anything we can. But first thing we need to do, if you are trading portfolio, immediately if you are tracking the chart, as per the chart you follow the levels, and if you're not tracking the chart, first thing go away. Because that was the critical level. 19500 was such a critical level. If that go, it was highly likely 19200 is not going to hold at all. Okay, now let us move. Bank Nifty done, Nifty done, Reliance done. What should we do? Look at HDFC Bank, the major component of Bank Nifty. And then we go for IT. How many remember I have been consistently bearish in HDFC Bank since long time?
Yeah, I know. From good times.
And I kept on sharing in a group too.
Yeah.
And I have my target toward 1200,000 for this as of now. The moment the merger was completed, that was a deadline in HDFC Bank to exit from that, at least even for a short-term investment or anything. Two big companies getting merged, it needs to take time. It's like if you are overeating anything, it takes time to get digested. Two big balance sheet, two big heavyweights of a financial sector are getting merged. It needs to take time. It needs to get adjusted. Balance sheet needs to get cleaned up. And the important thing is NBFC joining a bank. So it applies a regulatory environment change from NBFC towards a bank where it has some mandatory requirements of SLR, CRR, and many things. Primary lending and other things. So it needs to get impacted slow and steady, and smart money is smart with that. They kept on doing consolidated, consistent selling. Observe these volumes in the July where it was a date, the July was the date for the merger. And then good downside move. This bump up in volumes, thanks to what we say, I think there was a MSCI FTSE some inclusion in this, which it gives a spike till 1650 plus, and then there was a no looking back at all. सबको माल पहना दिया, फिर से MSCI balancing बोल गया. Good sir. Until and unless HDFC Bank crosses 1700, it does not make sense to be a investment candidate because it is highly likely to move towards the lower side of the range around 1200 zone. Now, if we look at the immediate short-term chart in this, observe this level of 1580 in this. This was the first time after 7-8 months it closed below 1580 in August. That's after the merger in July. It gave a pullback, follow through, and pullback on upside and then follow through closing on a downside. When a major support got broken after a long consolidation of 7-8 months, is very much possible it moves towards the lower side of the range, which is around 1300-1280 zone. So why do you want to invest at 1500 when it is a likelihood of coming around 1280? This is first thing. Now look at one more important thing. Observe these volumes of HDFC Bank. Back to back 3 months volume. These are historical highest. Historical highest volumes. There were very high volumes over here. It formed a bottom and one-way rally. So here historical high volumes and with a sell side in a price action, definitely it cannot have a V-shaped kind of up move. It has to form some consolidation. So why do you want to be hurry to invest or do long in it unless there is some consolidation or so or a resistance is crossed? A big heavyweight needs a good consolidation before it takes off on a higher side. Here consolidation was done for a sell side. So let it form a consolidation. There have been lot of traders on social media, other places. They keep on doing SIP kind of thing in HDFC Bank. Once they all start throwing away their stock in this, investment in this, assuming some negative news are around 1250, 1200, whatever might be the level. That would be the point to enter HDFC Bank if you are looking for investment. Till then, stay away. Pullback में short मारो, आराम से बैठ जाओ. Good positional bet if you get somewhere around 1550. Once again in any spike up, have a stop of 1650 and hold on. CNXIT. I have alerted it multiple times. It was a clear-cut alert. In this up move, don't try to get trapped in a long side because I did sense this can be the false breakout and it turned out to be a false breakout. 31,000 got broken. Up move got reversed. Look at the number of candles. 21 bars up move getting first this 21 bars up move. On 21st, now from here, the reversal is again around 21st candle. Time cycle wise, it is matching. Price wise, good slide redistribution, you can say. Now this slide continues, and if as expected, if it turns out as expected, then don't be surprised to see slow and steadily 20,000 in CNXIT. 20,000 in CNXIT would mean many IT stocks going at least 50% downside from the current price. Specifically, Infosys Infosys can go all the way towards 1,000 and lower than that. TCS can move all the way towards near to 2,200 or so. And then Tech Mahindra, HCL Tech. There can be a couple of stocks which may not fall much, are somewhere around in a stocks like Wipro. And then there can be Birlasoft. On the downside, you can look to accumulate this. When IT index is around the lows, they can start giving some good up move. Even in this down move, Birlasoft did not fall much. The stock is strong. I have already shared this chart in a group also, even on a social media, Twitter. I have shared IT view right before this up move, that to be alert, do not get trapped in this up move. Someone has asked me TCS view. I said, a false up move है, reversal मार लेगा, investment exit कर लो.
Anand, I missed on Wipro. What did you say? To add at this level?
Wipro to be added, not here in a downside move. Reason for Wipro is Wipro has given a 20 plus years breakout. Wipro hasn't performed when IT index was performing. This was the high of 2000. The high of 2000 got broken in 2021. So now this is this is a breakout and this is a pullback. So any down move in Wipro towards 300, 350, that would be the best zone to start accumulating. In the next leg of IT, this will be the star. This can be the star performer. Because 20 years breakout cannot go in a vein so easily. Infosys. Observe one more thing in CNXIT, which I failed to highlight before and I did not share even in a group or anywhere.
No, sorry, before you move to Infosys, I have a different view on Wipro. Basically, I agree it can be bullish. I basically feel I'm looking more from the fundamental side of it. Whatever is the premium that came because of the new management, the new CEO, which was around 265. So it comes to the same numbers, around 300, 265, 300. The premium of the new CEO goes away. And I feel that's when the movement upside can start. So I also agree around 300, 310 is a good area to accumulate Wipro, which can then move into another journey because the 20-year breakout cannot room. So somehow that numbers just gelled with me. What you were saying, the 300 numbers.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Observe
you.
this 2009 lows of CNXIT is somewhere around 2000. 2009 to 2022, a 2000 index becomes approximately 40,000. 39,446 is the high. 20 bagger move in an index, not a stock. 20 bagger move in an index in 13 years, which means much ahead of the time, big move. Now, correlate this. 2009 is when rate cut started, somewhere around 2008, 2009. Right? 2022 is when rate hike started. Near to that, approximate. Not going to the exact time, but last year rate hike started, 2009 rate cut started, just before 2009. When US rate cycles started to end, IT performed big way. So until this, all the free money which got allocated in IT, now it is starting to reverse to its mean. In which case, normally when a major index after a big up move it reverses, it gives somewhere around 50% to 61% correction from the top. The top was around 40,000, 50% comes around 20,000. This also marks a likely target as per this cycle. Also, IT companies are attracting huge premiums because of this free money. They are getting good cash flow, good margins, anything. Now, the high margin gets impacted, free money get impacted. When the free money ends, the billers, they will ask for a negotiation of discount or any other things because they are running on a cash shortage, cash flow shortage. Many things happen, cycle plays, everything start impacting in one move. It will have an impact on this. One more thing over here, from March 2020 lows, IT index has done 4 times. No other index has given such a big return in such a short time since March 2020 lows. 10 less than lows were around 10,991, 11,000. It has done 39,500, approximately near to 4 times move in a not even till 23, in just 2 years. January 22 was the high, March 20 was the lows. Less than 2 years. Such a fast, violent move. All the free money of the COVID got accumulated, invested over here. Now this all the free money start giving up. This is my fundamental reasoning with this view. Technical will overtake fundamentals always. I have been biased in IT since last 1 year, and hopefully we have been on the right side always, specifically on the Infosys result. They were bang on, and I won't be bullish in IT unless 20,000 get tested, and I'll review later. As of now, doesn't make sense to look by bullish views in IT. And if you want to correlate in a recent incident of Indian IT behemoth, TCS, their last buyback price was 4,500. The present buyback price is 4,150. It speaks something what management is looking at. Management is not confident of the future big revenue. This buyback was done just to please either the investors or just the parent Tata Sons, whatever might be the case. Else the buyback price would have been much higher. As last time price was somewhere around 3,700 or so, and the buyback was 4,500. Now price was around 3,650, but buyback is 4,150. 100 point less in the price, but straight away 350 point less in the buyback price. Does not sound good for a management which is always much ahead of its time in thinking, in planning their resources. Specifically, IT companies are known to plan much ahead. So multiple things will keep on taking one, playing out slow and steadily over the next 1-2 years. And whenever a major index tops out in Indian market, any sector index, it takes 3 to 4 years to consolidate or pull back, whatever you call the phase. So 2022 was the top, somewhere till 2026, I do not see this top to get crossed. In the meanwhile, individual stocks like Wipro, Birlasoft or Zensar, others may perform, and there may be some others also in a small cap, mid cap space, which may sound good. Many things will play out, technology changes play out. Those are fundamental reasons. Technically, I am biased. When a stock is forming lower high, lower low pattern on a monthly, it does not make sense to go long in that. Infosys. The reason I have been consistently bearish on Infosys. Lower high, lower lows, lower high, lower lows, lower high, lower lows, again lower high. Hopefully this becomes a lower low.
हाँ बोलिए.
Any rally, Infosys is a good short candidate. Wait for the level, take a shot, have a stop loss, leave it. All the way till at least 1,000, this has to correct. Then we can review over there. Unless it crosses this earlier highs and changes this pattern. Anything else? Or shall we wind up?
Thank you, sir.
All good. Yeah. Thanks, Anand. Appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone.
Anand, can you just
Yeah.
one question? If you had to hold some money and in equity in general in long-term stocks for now, which are the key stocks that you would buy in this correction?
For
So like I
long-term,
remember we have discussed on the, maybe you have already covered this, like for long-term you had suggested one was, yes, this one, the other one was Z, the other one was AMJ also, or you think those small cap bets are off the table for now?
no, AMJ is not off the table for now. It might be consolidating, but my first preferred bet would be, if you want to accumulate in this correction, BEML. This has given a 14 plus years breakout, and this is a play of government spending on railway plus defense. And government has given a huge orders and government is having a huge focus on these sectors over the next 3-4 years, 5 years. Only caveat to this is 2024 if there is a government change. Unless, yeah, that drawback remains, because of which we will be seeing some correction in this stock, and that would be the time to accumulate. And if there is a re-election of this present government, then this can give, this pullback completes the retest of this breakout and it can give a faster move.
So for you, the retest is that 1450 level, no?
I would be assuming 1600 kind of level. There was a big resistance over here which got crossed, good absorption, selling got absorbed completely. So around 1600, I would assume, near to even 1600, I would assume retest got done. I won't be waiting for 1400 or so exactly. It can dip till 1400 or so, but at 1600, near to 1600, I would assume retest had been done. And
Okay,
apart from that, if
and,
you want to look at some little safer side bets, I would like to focus on the sugar sector. I have been biased in that, but there is a good fundamental change taking place over there. And sugar sector companies have cleaned their balance sheet. Specifically, few companies of tops have cleaned their balance sheet in a well way, like Triveni Engineering, Balrampur Chini, Dwarikesh. They have done expansion in the distillery side, ethanol side, and still those loans got paid off almost, unless the loans which are on their books are only the loans which is subsidized by the government, the subsidized interest of around 4% or so from the government. Rest all the high cost loan has been paid off. Expansion has been done. Just a 2 rupees, 3 rupees price increase in ethanol from the government, their profit increases by 20-25%. And even if there is no price rise from the government, they are not into the loss as of now. So balance sheet cleaned up, good consistent demand, good balanced demand from ethanol as well as the sugar sector, from the sugar prices. And if you observe the sugar international price, it has moved from $20 to 27 plus. In India, sugar price is still around 38 or so for the mills, its mills. Is around 36. It has moved just from 32 to 36, just 10% rise. And there is a price control from the government by way of quota or other things. Because we have to understand like the election year, prices is not good for the government, many things. So, and in another way, government has given a price control by curbing the export, not allowing the export of that. There is a big breakout in a export USD price of sugar, international price of sugar, but Indian companies are unable to take advantage of that just because this being a re-election year or election ahead. So don't be surprised if government suddenly allow the export quota or increases the ethanol price, which can boost this company's profits. And even if, as I said, even if they does not make any price change in any way, they are still in a good profit position, which is not going to harm their balance sheet, which earlier it has to do. The cyclical sector is moving towards a consistent performing sector. The re-rating in a PE multiple will start taking place once this coming 2 quarters, which is the peak quarter for them, performance is observed. The mutual fund industries, smart guys will start re-rating. In stocks which were unable to trade about 20 PE consistently will start trading about that. So multiple re-rating will happen even if there is no major earnings growth. Consistency will be the key over there. So that would be the good sector to focus on a select companies, not complete sector as of now.
And so you said, I heard that you cut down your trading portfolio to zero post 19,500. So in general, whatever positions or gains were made in general, your sense would be to cut those down at least on the mid and small cap side, right?
If it is a trading portfolio, yes. I haven't booked my investment portfolios. Like I held on to the Zentech. In fact, when I booked the trading portfolio, I have invested in the Zentech. I have bought Balrampur at 400, added Balrampur Chini. Like I have moved part of that portfolio into the investment stock because these stocks which we are studying, which are held for invest. And the moment we see a uptick in the mid cap, small cap, we can rebook because when the market rises, when your investment stock also, if it rises, even if it is at the same price, we can book that out and re-enter those other stocks. That which trading looks from trading perspective, which looks good. And apart from that, I have started accumulating silver bees and gold bees when they were in a down move. Like silver bee was accumulated around 68 in the recent down move of the silver. Now silver is silver.
But you're buying gold bees or you're buying SGB? You're buying gold bees.
Gold bees and silver bees.
The problem with gold bees and silver bees is 35% tax. No? That's the problem.
In gold bees and silver bees, 35% tax. No, I don't think so.
Marginal tax lag gaya na un pe. So you have to find in gold, you have to find instruments to participate where taxation is favorable now. No?
Okay, gold bees recent tax आया उसमें gold bees भी included है क्या?
Non-equity instrument हो गया ना वो.
हाँ, but it's not 35% ना.
Marginal rate हो गया ना आनंद. SGB रह गया सिर्फ.
Oh, I didn't check that thing.
एक बार
But
आप check करना, but I
But for
am
the long term,
certain.
but if you are holding for more than 1 year, it will be just still same similar to equity like 10%, no?
No. That's the thing, na. Non-equity instrument taxation, just how for debt mutual funds everything changed overnight.
That was the
That is
15% now, not 35 now.
no. So debt you used to get benefit after 3 years, 20% with indexation, which
Yeah.
meant effective tax rate was 8 to
Hello.
9%.
Okay.
But
Hello.
in gold, then government changed that to non-equity, and non-equity meant anyone who was holding less than 65% in domestic equity.
Mm-hmm.
So then that has changed into everything being, so आप कोई भी gold fund भी खरीदते हो या ये gold के funds है निप्पॉन इन सब के, ये सब आप 35% सारे गेन पे टैक्स देना है, भले ही 2 साल होल्ड करो 3 साल होल्ड करो कभी तक होल्ड करो.
Okay, I'll have to recheck. If that's the case, I'll have to book out this earliest as possible.
हाँ सर, and the only avenue left on that side of gold is SGB. Silver का तो वो भी नहीं किया अभी तक उन्होंने.
Silver, we don't have other option like SJB. In this, we have a SJB as option, and it's tradable.
तो हाँ, तो वो एक बार आप चेक कर लेना, क्योंकि उसमें after 2 years there is that tax advantage, वो है long term अभी भी.
I'll check that. Thanks for pointing this out. So I'll have to recheck that. And if that's the case, I'll have to first thing do is
And
book out
either ways, if you get some other, I am certain of this input, but if you have another input, you share it with, please,
Yeah,
with me.
definitely I'll share.
And what about Z? Do
I am
you
still bullish
start?
on that. No, I am still bullish on that. But only thing is at this price, it's not a good fresh buy position. At this price, it is not a fresh buy position because the margin of safety at these levels of 260 does not remain. Now it's around 249. Okay. Last 2 days I was traveling, so didn't know the latest price. Oh, it dipped till 240. This was the level to get added. 235, 240, 220. 220 to 240 zone would be the best to add back. There was this volume jump in this around this same 240 levels. Not around 270 to 80, but around here 220, 240 near about. If it dips back again, that would be the good accumulation zone. And it remains a high bullish candidate for investment perspective. There is no doubt. Only thing is it will take little time to mature the return. Once the merger gets final approval, it start taking a on ground completion by changing of name, management, all the management policies start getting implemented. It will take time. So slow and steady mover accumulation kind of zone. Till that time, I think Zentek is there. It has given excellent entry in the recent downside move, and there was a sudden rise also because of thanks to some fresh order. Although the order was less, very less, that's just 100 crore, but it is in a first time order in the particular sector of tank training. So this opens one more category of order book for the Zentek. This is how, because of which it started rising again suddenly. So this is one sector, one stock, which I am highly biased in a defense play is the Zentek. And I remain biased looking at as of now the performance of the company, the order book they are having. Now, the valuation of 900,000 would be reasonable for this for the present order book. If their order book does not, if they does not get any fresh orders of more than 500 crore within next 1 quarter, then I will have to be little cautious in this. And if they start getting big orders, then that could be a game changer for this now. Already the recent order of 100 crore was from the tank training sector, which is completely new. And if they succeed in this, they are the preferred, they will be the preferred partner for the defense in a tank training. Simulation of tank training. That is a new sector they have entered. And they are yet to deliver the drone product, which will be get delivered by June to September of the next year. And if that gets success, approved perfectly from the defense forces, the anti-drone device, and that would open up the big order position for it. Even from the private sector, many companies would start approaching it. They have a big advantage as of now. So I am biased for that fundamental reason wise as well as price wise and a low equity base, major getting in a strong hands. So as long as they keep on getting order book, it's well and good. I was lucky to accumulate this by booking out the trading portfolio to buy this around 680 to 660. Specifically, I bought major around 680 itself. I did not wait for the lower levels. Now they had a result yesterday. I haven't checked the recent result, because more than the result, I wait for their con call to look at the con call transcript, what the management is speaking with respect to upcoming order book, where they have participated in a tenders or within India or outside. Those are the important data points to watch. And in fundamental side, AMJ still looks good because they're yet to get a project completion so that they can get a good revenue. There is one big project going on for them. Chart wise, it's still in accumulation zone. One stock, I think I have already shared in the group too, which is still in a nascent stage of performance. Swiss military. I have also shared this in a group. Charts wise, the breakout will be about 30 only, but fundamental wise, it is showing good performance. And in the charts, there was accumulation around the lows, follow through nicely, and this is looks like a pullback. But major breakout will be about 30. As of now, there is no major trend. They are basically, the company was initially into what we say gadgets kind of thing, accessories, specifically selling at the airports or airlines or only those select outlets, niche kind of outlets. But now they have started, or I should say expanded into the multiple categories in a home consumer goods like what we say this mixers, hand grinders, or other things, as well as they are into this. They have recently diversified also into the some little unrelated sector is the undergarments sector, leisure wear sector, textiles in the undergarments and leisure wear for both men and women. This is what I think. This is little unrelated sector, so I don't know how they perform in that. But apart from this, the baggage sector, travel sector, as well as the accessory sector, that's where to watch out for, which forms a major revenue for that. This is still wait and watch mode, nascent stage, not a big allocation as of now. But all would depend how management performs in these new sectors in the coming 2-3 quarters. Technically, there has been good accumulation at lower levels. So based off that, there was a interest in this stock. Okay. That's it for us from the today. Thank you for watching, attending, Living India match.